Hello, friends! Imagine your life continues exactly as it is right now. Where will you be in 5 years? Same struggles, same complaints, or a completely different life where you control your choices? Because staying comfortable today means staying stuck tomorrow. Hi, Seren, welcome back. You recently finished reading about the 1% mindset. What drew you to this book?
Honestly, Sia, I was frustrated with myself. I was working hard but not seeing real change. And then someone told me this book is not about motivation. It is about responsibility. That word, responsibility, scared me a little.
Why did it scare you?
Because when you accept responsibility, you cannot blame anyone anymore. Not your circumstances, not your background, not your luck. The book says 99% of people live in reaction mode. Things happen to them and they just respond. But 1% of people design their lives.
Design their lives? That sounds intense.
It is. The book starts with this uncomfortable truth. Everyone works hard, everyone wants success, but only a few actually get there. And the difference is not talent or connections. The difference is thinking.
So it is all mental?
Mostly, yes. The author says 1% people do not ask, what will people say? They ask, what will this mean in 10 years? They choose long-term growth over short-term comfort.
That sounds logical, but also really hard in daily life.
It is, because our mind naturally pulls us toward comfort. We want to rest today, enjoy today, relax today. But the 1% mindset means accepting discomfort today so you can have freedom tomorrow.
So they're okay with struggling now?
Not just okay, they choose it. The book says if your life feels too comfortable, you're probably not growing. Growth always comes with some pain.
That's harsh.
It is, but also true. Think about it, Sia. When have you grown the most? When things were easy or when you were pushed?
Definitely when I was pushed. Okay, so what else separates the 1% from everyone else?
Their relationship with money. This part hit me hard. The book says 99% of people see money as something to spend. Salary comes, they shop, they enjoy, they show off. Then the money is gone and stress begins.
And the 1%?
They see money as a tool, not for showing off, but for creating freedom. When they earn, they first think, how can I grow this? Not what can I buy with this?
But Seren, doesn't everyone want to enjoy their money?
Of course, but the difference is timing. 99% enjoy first, struggle later. 1% struggle first, enjoy forever. The book says your income is not about how hard you work. It's about how much value you create.
Value.
Yes, if you're easily replaceable, your income stays average. But if you build rare skills, unique knowledge, your value increases. And income follows value automatically.
So it's about becoming irreplaceable.
Exactly. The 1% mindset means constantly asking yourself, am I doing something anyone can do, or am I creating something special?
That makes sense, but sounds exhausting.
It does at first. But the book says 1% people do not depend on motivation. They build systems. They create habits.
Systems over motivation?
Yes. Motivation comes and goes like weather. One day you feel excited, next day you feel tired. But habits stay consistent. The book says successful people don't wait to feel motivated. They do the work regardless of how they feel.
So discipline over feelings.
Exactly. The author says discipline is keeping promises you make to yourself. Every time you break a promise to yourself, your self-respect drops. And when self-respect drops, your thinking becomes weak.
That's deep. What about failure? How does the 1% handle failure?
This was eye-opening for me. 99% see failure as the end. They fail once and decide they're not capable. But 1% see failure as feedback. It just shows them what didn't work and what needs improvement.
So they don't take it personally?
No, they separate the result from their identity. Losing doesn't make them a loser. Winning doesn't make them superior. They stay balanced.
That's a powerful shift. But Seren, what about when life genuinely gets hard, like really difficult circumstances?
The book addresses this directly. It says 1% people don't deny that circumstances can be tough, but they refuse to be victims. They ask, what can I control here, instead of who can I blame here?
So no excuses?
No excuses. And that's the hardest part, because excuses feel comforting. They protect us from feeling responsible. But the book says excuses also keep you powerless.
Powerless how?
If you blame others, you give them your power. If you blame circumstances, you become helpless. But if you take responsibility, suddenly you have options. You can change, adapt, grow.
So responsibility equals power?
Yes, the day you accept that your life is your responsibility, that's the day you start building the 1% mindset.
What about daily habits? Does the book talk about practical things?
It does. The author says 1% people protect their mornings. They don't start the day by scrolling on their phone. They don't fill their mind with random content. They start intentionally.
Intentionally how?
They think about the day ahead. They review their goals. They do something that strengthens their mind. The book says how you start your day decides the direction of your day.
That sounds simple, but I bet it's hard to maintain.
Very hard. Because our default mode is to grab the phone first thing. But the 1% fight that urge. They know the first hour sets the tone.
What about dealing with people? Does the book address that?
Yes, the author says your environment shapes your thinking. If you're always around people who complain, you'll start complaining too. But if you surround yourself with people who are building something, you'll start building too.
So you have to be selective about your circle.
Very selective. The book says 1% people would rather be alone on the right path than with the wrong crowd. They know loneliness is temporary, but wrong company damages you long term.
That's tough advice. People might call you arrogant for that.
The book says 1% people don't seek approval. They know that when you're on the right path, not everyone will understand. Some will mock you, some will discourage you, but they don't change direction based on opinions.
So thick skin is necessary.
Yes, but not in an aggressive way. The book says stay calm, but stay firm. Don't react to every criticism, but also don't bend to every pressure.
What about comparison? Social media makes that so hard.
The book talks about this too. It says comparison only weakens your mind. 1% people don't measure themselves against others. They ask, am I better than I was yesterday? That's their only comparison.
That takes a lot of mental strength.
It does. The author says you have to train your mind daily. Just like you exercise your body, you have to exercise your thinking. You have to remind yourself why you started. You have to keep your goals clear.
Does the book talk about patience? Because everything takes time.
Yes, this was another uncomfortable truth. The book says 99% want quick results. When results don't come fast, they quit and try something else. But 1% play the long game. They work today knowing results might take years.
Years? That's discouraging.
It sounds discouraging, but the book reframes it. It says time will pass anyway. 5 years from now will come regardless. The question is, who will you be when it arrives? If you quit now, you'll be in the same place. If you keep going, you'll be transformed.
That's a powerful way to think about time.
It is. The author says consistency beats intensity. People make dramatic starts but can't sustain. 1% people make boring, steady progress.
Boring, but effective.
Exactly. The book says don't chase excitement, chase effectiveness. Results come from repetition, not from inspiration.
What about when you feel like giving up?
The book says those are the most important days. When you don't feel like doing anything, that's when discipline is tested. 99% stop on hard days. 1% push through anyway, not because they feel motivated, but because they committed.
So commitment over feelings?
Absolutely. The author says your feelings will lie to you. Your mind will tell you to quit, to rest, to do it tomorrow. But 1% people don't negotiate with that voice.
That sounds almost robotic.
It's not robotic, it's intentional. The book says freedom comes from structure. When you have clear systems, you don't waste energy deciding. You just execute.
Does the book talk about health?
Yes. The author says you can't have a strong mind in a weak body. 1% people take care of their physical health, not just for looks, but for energy and mental clarity.
So everything is connected.
Everything. Your body affects your mind. Your mind affects your decisions. Your decisions shape your life. The book says treat your body with respect because it's the vehicle carrying you toward your goals.
What about learning? Does the book emphasize that?
Heavily. The author says 1% people never stop learning. They read, they listen, they observe. The moment you think you know everything, you start declining.
So, humility is part of the mindset?
Very much. The book says stay humble about what you know and hungry for what you don't.
Before we end, one last honest thought from you. How would you summarize this book in one feeling?
Accountability. This book strips away all excuses. It does not comfort you, it challenges you. It says you are exactly where you are because of your choices. And if you want a different life, you need different choices starting today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today.
Friends, this was today's book summary. Please let us know how you liked it by commenting below. And thank you for listening to the summary till the end.